Hi everyone, it's me again. I hope you're doing really well today. So, today we'll be creating some unitary testing for those methods we created last video. And I have some news actually because I learned about a new tool that's called Zoom. So I can now zoom into the code. I realized that when you're going to watching the mobile version of YouTube, you cannot see the code, but now with the zoom, I can actually put it closer so I think you can see right now. It's following my mouse, but I can lock it if you need it. I don't know if this gives someone motion sickness or something. Yeah, maybe it's a bit too much. Well, let's start then. So let's zoom in and lock. Now it's locked, so we can move around. So we are gonna create the unit testing for the find element and for the remove element. Let's see, what else do we have here so far? I have this guys. Okay, and I have find methods here, and I have a private find and what do I do here? Okay, so let's start with sentence coverage. So I'll need one test that enters here. I have a walk node, so I'll need an empty list, I believe. So let's put here like T1. Let's put UT run. UT1. So here, using the sentence coverage approach, we're gonna start. The idea here is to exercise the most lines of code with a single test. So here, to enter here, I'll need walk node to be null. Walk node is start. So I need the end list to be basically is the start plus. There's no right. Yeah, it is. So I need an empty list. Empty list. I'm gonna put like. How do I do this? I think I'm gonna put the first part. I'm gonna do this. The first part is so we're gonna give to the task, and here what the expected value is. I think it's gonna be easier. So I need an empty list. Empty list. Okay, and the result, expected result, I'm gonna put 2. Expected result is to return false. False. Now UT2. Let's put UT2 here. 2, delete. Let's put delete all the way. 3 here. Okay. Second, so this covers this, but since there's a return here, it doesn't cover anything else, so we need one more test. Let's see. If the list is not empty, it just jumps this and enters the while. Here, if the element, I think he's gonna enter here anyway, and in here, previous node, this is if the list, so I need 2 tests here. One to check this out. So he's in the start of the list. And one here for this guy. If he's in another position of the list, like the end, the beginning. No, actually the beginning is here. And this is the end and middle of the list. And the expected value is true. So it's here. I'm gonna send a list with a single element. And the expected return value is true. Ooh. So let's jump one more. And for the second one, so this one will exercise this line, and this line here, and this line. A single element will be this chart. Or I can add a bigger list and I exercise this and this. Remove, actually let's put it like this. Remove the first element, because this way I can exercise this line and this line. I'm not going to exercise this one, but this will exercise more lines if I have a list with 3 or 4 elements and remove the first. Now we need to exercise this part here, which is, I can use the same list as above. Remove an element, move the middle element and returns true. This will exercise this part, and this 2 here too. But I also need to exercise this guy, which is our 4th test, which is return false. So he has to go through all this and return false. So to go through all this and return false, the element, I need an element that's not in the list. Send an element that is not in the list, that isn't present, maybe. Isn't present. Isn't in the list. Tap tap. It should return a false. This here will give us the sentence coverage for this. And I also think it gives a branch coverage, because I'm exercising most of the... Yeah, I don't think branch coverage here will work, because I'm exercising... Yeah, actually this would give us the branch coverage too. Yeah, so let's convert this into a tests. Actually, let me put something real quick here just for me not to need to go back to this file. I need to remove an element. Just need to remember this element. Okay. Let's go there. Let's go to those test files. So it doesn't move up, it doesn't move out. Creating a whole bunch of tests here. Let's glue our stuff. Let's start with the empty list. And I have an empty list here on my file up here. I don't know if you can see it, but okay, you can see now. I have an empty list here. Let's go down here, unlock again the mouse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a test. Enter void, it doesn't return anything. What should be the name? Should return false when removing an element from an empty list. Yeah, this is a long name for a test, but it should represent anyone that can comes and look at this code will know what this does, which is good. Oh, actually, it's wrong here. Now, so what we need is we have the empty list up there, and we're gonna call the remove. Do I have the? Check this actually. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I'm just remembering the syntax here. Okay, so it's a search equals. I keep forgetting the syntax. Jumping from languages has these problems, like you forget how to use stuff. I keep jumping from JavaScript to Java, even though they're pretty similar. Sometimes it's hard to remember everything. So I did an empty list, and I'm gonna remove from it. So I'm gonna do a search. What is it? Where is it? What the hell? Cert false. There you go. So I'm gonna do empty list dot remove, and I'm gonna send an element here, which is gonna be, let's just send Kyle, right? And this should actually let's, no, that's fine. It's gonna return. Let's run it really quickly. Oh, isn't running. It doesn't run. Let's see if it works. It's building. Sure, taking some time to run this. Okay, so our test is resolving dependencies. Okay. Okay, passed. So let's just go here real quick and do a test with. How do I test this to see if it actually works? Searching if it's a false value. Let's just search for a true value here. True value. Or I can create a list. Actually, let's check this. Go back. Damn, this keeps moving the video. That's annoying. It's closed. Let's minimize this and lock the thing here. There you go. So I'm gonna create a list here of let's put a var. This is for a quick test var l equals new list, which is gonna be string l dot add. I'm gonna add Kyle and we're actually doing the test Kyle and Leon. I don't know. Let's run again. Run. Let's run the Jupyter, Pearl form. Wait, what? How does it pass? Wait, what? Assert false, remove Kyle. Oh, I didn't call in the right list. That's annoying. L. Okay, the test is not wrong. That's good. Let's see. And we have the fail we wanted. That's good. We go back to the empty list here. Empty list. And remove all this. And run it again. You should go okay again. I think I actually should start with the wrong test, so I make sure it's working, and then we do the right test, the red to green process. And we have a green. That's good. Let's put its minus here. Let's go back here. Zoom in. Don't do the second one. Hope a test. Down void. So this one I'm removing the first element of the list. Should remove the first. Oh wait, what? The first element from the list. From a list or the list. Let's put the list. Let's create var. Let's actually create a cool list this time, just so you don't lose the habit of doing this. I don't need to do this here. I'm gonna call it tree element list. New cool list. Need to set it here to string. Actually, I have numbers this time. Just put int here. This needs to be integer. This will be the wrapper. Just complaining here about the integer. Did I type element wrong? That's annoying. Okay, so one thing that is bothering me actually is that I have to go all the way here and do an add to put an element here. Let's put 40, 45, 50, 55, and 78. Just put this. Yeah, one thing that is bothering me here a bit is the fact that I had to do this every time. I actually should create a constructor. I don't need this here actually. I confused it last time. I need to put it here and not here. I didn't put it here and put it here. That was wrong. But one thing that's bothering me is the fact that I had to do this all the way here into these 3 lines. I could just simply create a constructor that sends the elements here. I think I'll do this the next time. Now we assert. Let's assert. You should return. Should return true actually. Assert false. Let's assert false first. I'm gonna remove the. I need to remove the first element, right? Yeah. Remove the 45. And this is exercising, I think. This guy here, actually, this guy. I could assert the size of the list too, if I needed, like assert equals to make sure it's actually eliminated an element. Let's check this off. Dot size is size or get size? Size is private actually. Actually, I had a function called size. That's good. Size is expected natural. Let's go all the way here and put expected. So expected to have 2 values. This checks if it was removed. I could do a find here to make sure that it's removed the correct element. Yeah, let's just do it first. He's gonna give an error here because he's gonna return true. He's gonna return false. Let's see what happens. So let's run this. Zoom out. Failed because of our little test here. Assert true this time. True. Let's run again and it should work this time. Let's see. Wait, what? It has 3 elements? What? What the hell happened? Expected 2, it has 3 elements? That's odd. What did I forgot to do? Wait a minute. Oh, I forgot to decrease the size, I think. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot to decrease the size. So I have to decrease the size actually here. So this dot size minus minus. That should correct the problem. Let's see. You should see green here. Okay, that's fine. It's working now. Yeah, I forgot to decrease the size of the list. That's why we do testing again. Okay, now what I can do actually is to check if this element here is in the list. So I could use the method find. It's private find actually. Find element and returns the element, or returns no. So I could check if this is no. So I'm gonna do this. Do this, assert equals. I'm gonna do find. Or I'm thinking if there's another way to do this. Is there a better way I can check if the elements is in the list? Maybe compare them. Just checking if they're equal. I don't think so. Let's do this. Find element, and I'm sending the element 45. And it should. Let's keep it at 2 for now, just for me to see the error first, and then we change it to no. I think there's an assert no actually. Assert. Nope. Yeah, there's actually an assert no here. So I can actually use it. I need to do assert equals. Okay, for now, let's keep it like this. And I'm gonna use the assert no and assert equals to no to see what happens. What's the difference? So we have a fail expected to no. That's what we expected actually. No here, and do an assert no with the same thing. I'm pretty sure IntelliJ is gonna try to correct us here with this. Oh, what? So assert equals can be simplified to assert no. So he's trying to correct us. But let's test anyway to see if it makes any difference at all. Good. So you should return no, and it returns no. If we tried this before the should return, it should give us an error, because the element will be not no, it should return the element here. Correct, I believe. And you should do okay here because you removed. Okay, makes sense. So let's go back here. Let's eliminate this line because she's unnecessary. Yeah, that's good so far. Now let's go to the third one. Should be the name here. Should remove middle element. Should remove an element in the middle of the list. I don't know if this is a good name or not. I think it's that shows my intention here. But why is it testing though? Should here should return true when removing an element in the middle of the list. Should remove the first element. Yeah, I did some. Should add element to list. The list should return false. Should return true. Should check the self value. Okay. So I'm gonna copy this so I don't have to type it. Actually, let me zoom in. I forgot to zoom in. Copy this. And instead of doing this, I'm gonna remove the middle, right? I'm gonna remove the 55. change this to aux list. Auxiliary list. I don't know if I should add an extra one here. I think it's fine, it's in the middle. So I'm gonna do it. Let's do an extra just for the sake. 3, 32. And this element here should be false. Okay, I think this is good enough. A quick read, so the list should be 45, 78, and 82. Actually, I'm thinking now, maybe I should find a way to check if the list is correct if it didn't remove, because this is actually a flaw in this task here. Because I'm not checking if the elements here are... Oh, damn it, what the fuck? Are actually the ones that stayed, because if you remove an element, this is gonna break this test here. If it doesn't find the element, I don't know if this checks enough. Because if I have a repeated number like this, for example, what would happen? Yeah. No, the focus is not this. The unitary testing here is sentence coverage, so I'm not gonna evaluate the situation, but I think that's fine. Let's execute the test here real quick. It should return true, right? True. And no here. Okay. F8 again. Let's see the results. Keep opening this shit. The fuck. Okay, passed. Let's try to change this. What is the important task here? I think it's this one. Remove 87. There's no 87 in the list. So he's gonna break here. Actually, he's gonna break here because he's gonna return false. Okay, that's good. Now let's finish the last one so we can wrap up this video. F8, F7. Should return false if the element it's not in the list. And I can actually copy this again. I'm using this thing for 3 different tasks. Should I actually change this thing to global scope here? Let's not do this for now. Let's keep it like this. So I'm removing the elements not in the list. Actually, it's the test we did before. I just 45, 50, send 100. Just gonna fail here. And should return actually false. I'm gonna change this later. The list should contain 4 elements. And this here, I don't think we need this because it's not gonna change anything. Yeah, I think it's fine. It's gonna make an error here because this is... It's fixed actually. Let's fix them one by one. Zooming up. Okay, you expected that. That's good. Assert false. Now it's going to run into the second error. You should get it true here, and it should be an error in this second part in the equals because it's 4 elements, not 3. Okay, now we put it 4. Okay, that's good. So I think we have everything we need. All the tests. I should clean this comment here real quick. And let's execute one last time. All the tests. Oh yeah, I think that's fine. Let's run all the tests just to make sure we didn't break anything. And we all passed. Okay, I think this video is getting too long. Damn, this is a pretty long video. So I'm gonna wrap up now. We finished the remove unit testing for now. For next video, we're gonna do the find element. So if you like, please subscribe and leave a like or a comment. That's it. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.